Hey everyone, Father Thomas McKenzie here, Church of the Redeemer in Nashville. Want to make a little video today to tell you about and remind you of Holy Week services, which are coming up. Holy Week is the final four of the church year. It is the biggest thing that we do. I strongly encourage every member of our congregation to come to as many Holy Week services as you can. It is really the way that we engage and re-experience and relive the last week in the life of Christ. I really hope that none of you will just go to church on the Sunday on Palm Sunday before Easter, and then Easter and nothing in between, because you'll just miss a lot of goodness that I would like you to participate in. Obviously, your salvation is not dependent. God is not going to love you anymore if you come to Holy Week services or don't. But seriously, it's a really great part of who we are as Anglicans to participate in Holy Week. So please consider coming to as many Holy Week services as you can. I'm just going to run them down for you real fast. Hope this is a help. Palm Sunday is the first day of Holy Week. It's Sunday the 28th. Services are normal time, 9 o'clock or 10:30 a.m. The difference is we start the services outside in the church parking lot. You'll be given palms. We're going to say some prayers, read some scripture, and then we're going to process, much like the disciples and Jesus processed into Jerusalem. We're going to process from the outside, waving our palm branches into the sanctuary on Palm Sunday. Then we are going to go through the crucifixion narrative, which is rough and difficult, and we'll see how that goes, and obviously celebrate communion together. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of Holy Week, which is the 29th, 30th, and 31st of March, and of course the 1st of April, we'll have Eucharist at noon every one of those days. Monday through Thursday, we'll have a service at noon. It's only about half an hour long. It's a great break in the middle of your day to come by the church to worship with us in a very simple Eucharist service to remember some of the key events during Holy Week. Wednesday night is the 31st of March, and that's the night of our Tenebrae service. In the past, we've done very traditional Tenebrae. This year, like last year, we're going to do a much more experimental Tenebrae service. It went really well last year, and a lot of people asked me to do it again. Can we do it again? And I was like, yes, we can do it again next year. Well, now next year has arrived. The Tenebrae service is a service of shadows. It is not part of the grand narrative of Holy Week, but it really does follow the emotions of moving from the welcome into Jerusalem to the crucifixion and perhaps beyond. Encourage you to check out the Tenebrae service Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, childcare provided for the little ones. On the next night is the first day of April, and it's April Fool's Day, but it's also Maundy Thursday. Maundy Thursday services at 7 o'clock. This is our service, a very traditional service of foot washing, of Holy Communion, and of the stripping of the altar. It's a powerful service, and really encourage you to come, 7 o'clock p.m. on Maundy Thursday, April the 1st. That childcare also provided. Good Friday, we have two services. One of them is from noon until 3 p.m. This is called the Seven Last Words. Jesus hung on the cross, according to the Scripture, from noon until 3 in the afternoon, and so we have a vigil from noon until 3 on Good Friday. And during this time, there are 7 meditations on the 7 sentences that Jesus said while on the cross. And this is a service that people come to and then they leave. So you can come for 30 minutes of it if you want. Come for 5 minutes. Come for 2 hours, 3 hours if you'd like to come. And once again, there's childcare provided throughout. So you stop by, drop the kids off, come into the service for a while, or bring the kids into the service. On Good Friday, the 1st of April at 6 p.m. is our outdoor Stations of the Cross. Really encourage you to come and participate in the Stations of the Cross, especially if you have kids. Now, this is a service where we literally follow a giant cross around the perimeter of our area here at Church of the Redeemer, and we reenact some of the things that Christ went through. This is not a service for people who have a hard time walking up and down hills or on grass, things like that. So elderly people might have a difficulty. But it is a good service for kids because they get to do some kind of outdoor things. It's solemn, but it's also appropriate for them as well. So 6 o'clock p.m., usually done by a little after 7 on Good Friday. On Holy Saturday, there's no church service there. The children's ministry is having an Easter egg hunt, so look for information about that. Easter Sunday, of course, is the giant big day in the church year. There are 3 services on Easter Sunday. The first is the Great Vigil of Easter, which we begin at 5:30 in the morning, 5:30 a.m. That's about an hour or so before sunrise, and it culminates with the sun rising as we're celebrating Holy Eucharist. It's a really cool, intimate service of candlelight and of singing the Psalms and of hearing scripture readings from the great story, the great narrative of salvation history, culminating, like I said, in the celebration of Holy Eucharist. So that's at 5:30 in the morning. The 2 big celebration services here at Church of the Redeemer will be at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. That's not usual. Usually we're at 9 a.m. and 10:30. This year we're going to be at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. And the reason for that is not so much that the 9 a.m. service is going to be extra long. It's really for parking, and so that people can come and there's enough transition time between the 2 services. I want to encourage you, if you're a member of our church, you normally come maybe at the 10:30 service. I encourage you to consider coming at the 9 a.m. service because I expect a way overpacked house at the 11 a.m. service. So just consider that as a possibility. Also, for both services, I would ask you to consider carpooling. Parking is an issue at Redeemer. We are about to do some work on that and make that less of an issue, but for now it's become a pretty substantial issue. So please consider carpooling. 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Easter Sunday. Seriously invite your friends. This is going to be very family friendly. Bring your kids to the service with you. It's going to be a great celebration of Christ's resurrection. So I hope to see you this Holy Week. Thanks for listening to all this, and may the Lord be with you for the rest of your day.